Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Well, we are in New York City, and it wouldn't be New York. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't talking to a couple of, I had to reach out to some people in New York. And, when you think of New York, you think of Marty,
Mm-hmm.
You think of the end of Sleepless in Seattle.
Big time.
But mainly you think of these guys, two New York directors, through and through, just New York running through their bloods. I
just, I want to correct you here, Scott. You really, my partner, he visits New York, but
really,
he's not, he's actually, he resides, in the West Coast.
I did. I guess I didn't know. Well, let me introduce you then. You're from New York, though, right? Aren't you?
I was, I often say that I was born under the Coney Island roller coaster. And, it's not true. I was born a few blocks away. Yes. I've lived in New York my whole life. And, there's one thing about New York I think that's wonderful is, I'll say, what do little girls and sandwiches have in common? You can hold them both in one hand while you eat them out. And
oh, boy.
I mean, that's, it's just my type of humor.
That's your type of, okay, well, everyone knows, of course, who I'm talking to, just from his voice. An incredible director of over 40 films, I would think.
It's 42 now.
42.
Yeah,
and,
thank you, Scott.
And, just, the phrase, hey, Mom, I'm doing a Woody. That's what actors say when they call their moms.
I've never heard that,
Yeah,
I've never heard
Alec
that.
Baldwin said it.
Yes.
Recently, Kristen Stewart has said it.
It's a funny fact about Alec Baldwin, he has to have his fingers milked on stage every day. They swell with fluid. And
really? When
we were working on To Rome with Love, we had to have a guy flown in from upstate New York who works specifically with large-uddered cows. And he would be milked every day. It's a very strange liquid that comes out of him.
Well, would you have to prick them with a pin, or how? What is it milked out of, or does it just come out of the tip?
He has holes at the tips of it. Have you ever been up close to Alec's fingers?
I have once. He touched me in the back once.
Well, did you notice there was a wet O in your back afterwards?
I did.
Yes,
I wondered
tiny.
what that was.
And I bet you thought, like a lot of people, they think, oh, I got one wet Cheerio stuck on my back.
That's exactly what I thought.
It's what everyone thinks when he touches them, but it really, it's my hand gestures.
Sure, I can tell by your hand gestures how
you understand. You see, I don't want to articulate it, but I'll show you.
Yeah, there we go. Well, of course, Woody Allen is here. Hello, Woody.
Thank you for having me, Scott.
It's so great to have you on this show. So many films, so little time.
I haven't done many radio appearances, and I flew right back from Cannes, after that guy called me a rapist. And
I don't know that he called you a rapist as much as he was calling Polanski a rapist.
Oh, that's funny because I took it that I was a rapist and I was fully willing to own it.
Okay, interesting. Well, now when we're talking about your fellow director, here's someone that I just thought bled New York blood, but you're saying you're from California. George Lucas is here.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the show.
My pleasure, George. It's so nice to meet you. People would know you from the Star Wars, certainly film.
Yeah, from the actual Star Wars films. I'm in the actual Star Wars films, but I also, New York is a big part of my body of work as well. I did some uncredited insert shots for The Godfather.
Really?
I did. And
my goodness.
Like, whenever you see a shot of it cuts to a newspaper. I did some of those.
Police captain fired.
That's right.
That was a plot point.
That was
it?
That was right. Fired a gun at his head.
Yeah. Police captain : fired gun at his head from someone else, from a mobster.
Yeah, and of course, Radioland Murders, a classic comedy, which is set in New York during the golden age of radio. A lot of people remember that, and so I often get mistaken for a New York filmmaker based on the popularity.
Where
of
do you
film.
actually live, George?
Well, I'm bi-coastal, but mostly in Skywalker Ranch.
Skywalker Ranch, that's a real thing. Now, I
Yes.
thought that was like a fake place on Tatooine or something.
No, Skywalker Ranch.
Like the water moisture farm?
We do
Is that
have-
where you live?
we do-
Moisture evaporators.
Oh, are you a Star Wars fan, Woody?
I'm a very big Star Wars fan. I love
Really?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan as well. This
Really?
is
Great,
crazy
great.
for me.
This is crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I know Woody is because there's a Star Wars joke in Deconstructing Harry. There's a Star Wars themed bar mitzvah.
That's right. There's a Star Wars, and, and I had to do a lot of legal work with George to get that to
I
happen.
laughed so hard when I saw that. It was very funny.
Oh, it was the funniest part of the film, hands down, in my opinion.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Skywalker Ranch has its own fire department.
It does, really. How many fires does the fire department put out every year?
Quite a few, more than you'd think.
Really?
Yeah.
Like one a day?
On average, one a day, one fire per day.
And is that you leaving candles out, or what exactly? Are you the only resident?
No, there's a lot of people there, but yeah, occasionally the digital things will catch fire. It's hard. The servers, there's so much digital work that the servers overheat.
So many special effects, I can imagine. Like just when you're making a film, it's like, do we have too many special effects? Is that what you must say that
No,
all
I've
the
never
time?
said that. I've never said that. Occasionally I've said we don't have enough. We don't have enough special effects.
Right, but I mean, it's a hazard, I guess, of the trade.
Yeah, if there's a day goes by that a fire...
Day go by.
Ooh.
There you go.
I like that on two levels because there's a slight ethnic joke in there and also a location.
I meant it on the first level.
No, that's
mainly.
what no one understood that Yoda lived on Dagobah and that there was a Dago joke.
It's true. The first cut of Star Wars of Empire, he showed me it was populated with all very hairy guineas. And, it was tons of, Italians and their wife beaters wandering around, and they were beating up Yoda, kicking him around like a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Sure. Wow, this
But
is
I didn't
fantastic.
direct that movie, so Irvin Kershner he cut that part out, and that's one of the reasons that film's so flawed.
Oh, wow.
That was on Empire.
Yeah, that was Empire. Yeah. Chris, this is amazing, is it not? I
It
mean,
is.
like to hear the behind the scenes stuff.
I have so many questions for George Lucas. Like even you were talking about the fires, and I don't want to be controversial, but I heard that a lot of those fires are consistently set by jilted fans.
Yeah, we do have fan fires. Those do happen.
Fan fires.
Yeah.
What exactly happened? Someone who didn't like the prequels comes by and
That's what I've always heard.
I think it's people who don't like the prequels yet.
oh,
I like to
okay.
think there's a lot. Those
You're
films,
an
there are a lot of
optimist.
people who don't like them yet, and maybe they never will because these new fan films they're making may poison the well somewhat.
You consider these new films to be fan films.
Yes, what do you consider them to be?
I had heard they were canon, but
No, that's fans who are new fans, and I sold everything to Disney, and now they say what's canon, but I know what's real. Right now, they're making films that are just things for fans to enjoy, whereas I was making films based on what is real.
wait, so these are nonfiction films in your mind?
Well, not nonfiction, but that's what actually happened to these characters.
Okay, I guess I don't see the distinction, but
Well, it has to do with whether if you tell a story and it's true, but it didn't really happen, versus you tell a story and it's not true and it didn't happen.
yeah, no, I get you.
I get you. I really understand that.
Do you still own Howard the Duck?
I never owned Howard the Duck.
That's Marvel,
that's
which is
Marvel.
now coincidentally Disney as well. Disney owns almost everything
they're-
from our childhoods.
No, and I am actually promoting the 30th anniversary Blu-ray of Howard the Duck.
Fantastic. That just came out, yeah.
This is the 30th anniversary of that film, and a lot of people, it didn't do that well on initial release, but now all of the biggest movies are Marvel movies, so that goes in my column. That's a check mark in George's win column.
And a lot of people don't know. I thought it was really interesting when I was looking at the credits of Howard the Duck that you did the voice of Howard the Duck.
Well, I did the voice in the first cut of Howard the Duck.
Oh, I see.
And then a man named Chip Zien, who was a Broadway actor, and I was furious watching the initial because I thought there's something. I remember running back to the booth and saying something's wrong with the sound.
But that's exactly what you did to the guy who played Darth Vader.
I know.
It's like it seems almost like a full circle.
Did you
thing.
do the first cut of Darth Vader? It was your voice?
David Prowse, a British man who's very unpleasant, very angry at me, did the original voice, and he sounded like a very, very foolish Darth Vader.
So what did he say? He sort of sounded like, "Oh, hello, Leia.
Oh, wow, that's like I'm in the room with David.
Hi, I'm Darth Vader."
That's very much, yes, that's the
Wow,
voice.
yeah, that just doesn't sound right.
I never made the connection. I guess I owe David an apology because I remember thinking, how could the sound equipment be malfunctioning only on Howard's lines?
Right. But then you realize that your voice doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's too bad. Are you a frustrated performer?
Yeah. I mean, I've been in a lot of successful movies. I was in Beverly Hills Cop 3. I played a man who, Axel Foley, cuts in the line.
I guess I didn't remember you from that. That's so
well, it
interesting.
came out the same year as Radioland Murders, so you're probably too distracted by going to see that many times.
Possibly.
And you may have missed that.
I mean, I did see Bev Hill Co. 3.
Yeah. Well, if they'd had a hashtag back then, that would have really caught on.
That would have been it.
Yeah,
wow.
but I can do my line. I go, hey.
That's it. That's the
my
extent
line.
of your line. Well, that
because he cut in line. You're not supposed to. My character had been waiting.
I feel that. I felt that
ride.
from your performance. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, this is really interesting to have two directors of your stature with us here. You guys are friends, obviously. Have you worked together, or?
We've come close. We've had a lot of projects in development.
We've been in the same room with each other, and of course, when I was making Radio Days, and he was making the Radioland Murders, we actually, we used some of the same sets.
Really? Would you get confused sometimes and accidentally shoot each other's scenes and go, "Oh,
yes.
what am I even doing?"
Actually, we did. I filmed 4 days on Radioland Murders.
Yeah.
And and of course, and George went home with Sun Yi a number of nights.
Right? Really? So the swapping continued even with.
This is how it worked. I would swap for filming, but he would take my wives. So this was the deal we had.
Take my wives, please.
Exactly. Well, slowly I turned, and inch by inch. But I have to. We're partnering finally. This is a very big announcement. It's a very, very.
You guys are going to partner on a film.
A series
of films. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot. The trend in filmmaking now is to create these expanded
universes. Which, by the way, George, I was going to say, you sold Star Wars to Disney. Wouldn't it be great if, Donald Duck was in a Star Wars film or something?
I mean, I'm sure it's 2 months away from happening. I guarantee you, they're going to put everything. They're going to put out silly symphonies with stormtroopers in them, and Goofy will blow up a planet.
Really? You think that's what Goofy would do? As a person who portrayed Goofy at Disneyland growing up, I did. Yeah, I don't think that's something Goofy would do.
I don't think he'd do it on purpose, but I think he would do it and then say "Garsh."
Yeah, I can see that.
And then maybe that scream that he does when he falls down.
Yeah, no, I would try to replicate that scream, but I wouldn't be falling down, and kids were very, very disturbed by it.
Yeah.
Chris, what would you say that you would like to have happen in the Star Wars universe? I mean, you're a fan, and Disney now owns it. I mean, just what could combine in there?
Well, yeah, I have to be honest. This is something I care a lot about. But I do feel like I might step on some toes. I would actually go so far as to say they're back on track now, and I hope that's not awkward to say in front of you, sir. But I feel like things were really heading in the direction that myself and some other fans were really maybe confused and let down by. But I would actually say I saw The Force Awakens 4 times in the theater because I was just so thrilled that they were back on track. So
did you do that just because you wanted to say "May the 4th be with me"?
Oh, may the 4th be with me. Yeah, that's
I think
great.
you either did it for that reason or subconsciously you knew it was just a shot-for-shot remake of Episode 4, and that was something inside you telling you.
No, but I really
4
liked
times.
the new characters, and I felt like, no offense, in the prequels, a lot of the new characters were pretty thin, and even the ones I liked, like Darth Maul was something I was really excited about, and then I never learned anything about him.
Don't you think, though, the new characters are just echoes of the characters from the original Star Wars of how they're interesting and how they're humorous and they have good dialogue and stuff? That's copying the first movies.
I guess on that level I would agree. I would agree, but yeah.
I think, and I don't fault people for enjoying something that's fun, but I think they're giving you the Star Wars that you want, whereas I was giving you the Star Wars that you need.
Really?
I did not need that. I didn't need that.
What about Jar Jar? And we'll get to your collaboration here in a second.
That's fine. I love Jar Jar.
You love Jar Jar?
I think Jar Jar he's a very misunderstood character. In 1932, there was an incredible vaudeville comic. It was named Jar Jar Birnbaum. And, this is what the character's originally based on, and I know George does this research. He was a silly fool, dropping around, and, he was always constantly wet at the mouth. And, he was a real fool. And it was so wonderful to see that classic kind of comedy, this sort of mixture of, slapstick and wit, come back to it. And I love the prequels. I love anything pre-me's, prequels, anything.
So what if Jar Jar were to be in a Woody? Oh, Jar Jar could call up his mom and be like, "I'm doing a Woody."
Yeah, I definitely think that could happen. I think Jar Jar is very real to me. Mm-hmm. He's a friend of mine, basically. He's not. It's not just a character for a movie.
But then, how could you sell Jar Jar to Disney? That's like enslaving Jar Jar.
Well, this hasn't been reported in the trades, but one of the demands when we made that deal, because it was very complicated, and it was. We lined up our demands, and my demand and their demand was that Jar Jar would not be part of the deal.
That was one thing that you both agreed on.
I was going to sell all of it, but I was willing to tank the whole deal if they were going to take Jar Jar. I said, I keep Jar Jar.
And they were willing to tank their deal if you insisted on selling them Jar Jar?
Yeah, they said they wanted to buy everything except Jar Jar Binks.
Wow. So Jar Jar is yours. So you can do anything. He could be in a Woody. Yeah. He could do anything.
You could write a Jar Jar film, just Jar Jar film?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Of course, no one else in the Star Wars universe nor any planet could be in it. So it'd be sort of Jar Jar in a amorphous just blob of space. I would love. I know Netflix is doing a lot of stand-up specials. I would love to just make a stand-up special, just an hour-long set of Jar Jar being hilarious. Misa Hilarious.
Oh, that's
could be the title.
Please stop. My ribs are hurting.
Everything all right, Woody?
No, I'm sorry. I was talking to my adopted 6-year-old. She was biting on me too hard.
Oh, okay. Thanks for bringing all of your children, by the way.
It's my one visitation day, and Mia, she's a complete loon, and you have to pry them out of her. She lives in a giant bird's nest. I don't know if you know that.
I had no idea.
Her entire apartment
up in a tree.
No, it's in her apartment, but it's filled with bits of string and adoptees that didn't make it, and and there's eggs, and she keeps the children in these eggs. It's a real loon fest. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Not expand on it at all.
I mean, here's what I say. When Ronan. My son Ronan, is the spitting image of me. I mean, you look at him, it's like looking in a mirror. And, he's such those blue eyes and, that chiseled jaw.
I want to call him like a nickname when I see him, like Old Blue Eyes or something.
I mean, you do whatever you want, it's your business.
Thank you.
I
do it for pleasure, though.
I only do things for business. Everything is business for me. And
you don't have any pleasure in your life?
I have one pleasure. And it's not making movies. It's you know what I do? I go to an all-girls kindergarten, and I call that an oyster platter. And I rotate them at nap time, and I sing to them.
I'm on board with everything you've ever done, Woody, but that seems like it might be crossing the line. Then again, now that I think about it, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think, Chris?
I wrote a song. You want to hear it?
Sure. I'd love to hear it.
This is an incredible song. It's in honor, actually, of Old Blue Eye, Frank Sinatra, who, of course, was, Ronan's uncle. And, it's a very, it's a song, I want to put it into one of my films, and I'm very excited to premiere it. I don't sing. I only sang in Everyone Says I Love You.
A beautiful film, by the way. I love the music in that. Some of my favorite songs ever written.
I didn't like most of it. I never like any of my work. And,
You're too hard on yourself. It was gorgeous.
I'm very hard, I can tell you. Oops. I was doing an impression there. Here's a little song for you. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Just imagine it's to the song Luck Be a Lady.
Okay, the tune Luck Be a Lady, which Frank Sinatra popularized from the musical Guys and Dolls. This is Woody doing a Woody himself, singing a song to the tune of Luck Be a Lady.
Here we go. Fuck little babies tonight.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I'm totally comfortable with this.
I don't think that we
no more.
Yeah, probably no more on
Maybe
that.
a little more. Okay, I'm just interested in hearing.
Her panties went a missing. It's her bum bum. I've been kissing.
No.
Although bum bum is charming.
I used to sing it to my daughter every night.
Green,
okay,
very
no,
Tom Green.
Let's
bum bum.
shut it down right now.
Tom Green.
I don't want to blow up your spot, but
that's such a common phrase for, it's such a interesting new slang phrase for you to use.
I spent a lot of time at junior high schools, and I learned all of the new, I'm high sedity,
It's like osmosis to you.
Listen, osmosis, periodontists, whatever.
That's great. That's great. By the way, I'm being reminded I never asked you what your collaboration was.
We're going to turn all my movies into the Star Wars universe because there's a
legally we have to make them part of the Woody Allen universe.
The WoodyVerse.
The WoodyVerse.
So we're releasing, C-3PO days.
Instead of radio days.
That's your decision.
Okay.
The purple lightsaber of Mos Eisley.
Okay.
And what we're doing, that's a fun one because Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to come out of the screen and then he goes on a date with my wife, who's this lovely 19-year-old actress, and she plays my wife, now. And, and I'm a sports writer and, I'm a sports writer in Mos Eisley. And, my lightsaber, I can never get it to change color. I built my own one. It's purple. Everyone makes fun of me because it's a very fey color.
Very fun.
And, then Obi-Wan comes, he sweeps her off her feet, and then, of course, I have to, find my way back, to love. And, then I realize at the end that, maybe love doesn't really matter. Midnight in Yavin.
We're going to do Everyone Says I Love You, and then Han Solo Says I Know.
I don't know if you...
Blasters over Broadway.
Deconstructing Wookiee.
Take the Kessel and run.
Here's some lotion. Everyone's going to get a sample.
Death Stardust Memories.
They are edible.
It feels really good.
They are edible. Some of you are eating them, and they're all made out,
It's very soft.
It's a lot of coconut milk and male grapes.
Wow, this feels really, really good.
I forgot this classic. It is a classic, and we're bringing back Tony Roberts for this. I hope you know.
Have you cast all the actors? Because just to take a chance. I did play Alana's boss on Broad City.
And he might be replacing Dr. Drew on Loveline.
I'm up for that.
Oh, I swear I've seen you before.
On Loveline?
Broad City.
Oh, well,
Broad City.
I love Broad City. Those ladies are funny.
That's funny.
Right.
They're
I
funny.
swear I've seen you. I was like, where have I seen this guy? I don't think I've ever been to his house. He's never contacted Beautiful Anonymous before, but now I know.
Oh, that isn't...
That's where I recognize you from, Broad City.
Right?
I think you're the boss from Broad City.
To be honest, that's where I
recognize
you from. I didn't know who you were when I first started talking to you. I was just reading everything off of Wikipedia, right?
We could do Broad City Danny Rose.
I would be flattered.
What would that? Would that be about the agents of the Broad City girls?
Yeah, you would be their agent. Mm-hmm. Broad City Danny Rose, and they fire you once they get the show. Once it goes from being a web series to a Comedy Central show,
because they just need
agent.
someone bigger. You know? I mean, they're in a different class.
We watch you broker the deal for it to become a real TV show.
I could be into that.
And you get very lost at a mob wedding, and it takes you a long time to find your way back to the city.
Oh, a mob wedding, so we get all those Dagobahs in there.
You got to get all the Dagobahs in there.
You bring. Oh, I wish we had the rights to Watto. He's great.
This
People
is
think
where
he's Jewish,
we
but he's
really lined up. George and I collaborated when we realized we have the same subtle desire to do as many racist things possible in a film. I think we were talking about deconstructing how my personal favorite character is the stereotypically black prostitute that I travel around with.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And really wonderful time. And I just want to say, we're bringing Tony Roberts back for Leia Hutt, and this is
what Leia Hutt?
It's the Annie.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt.
Wait, hold on. I just want to point this out. Leia Hutt is your Annie Hall.
Yeah, it would have been more obvious to do Annie Skywalker.
Would it?
Maybe.
George, I got to disagree with you on that.
This has been a big fight. I think
maybe Annie
Hall, it would be Annie Skywalker because we already have an Annie in the Star Wars universe. But Woody is adamant that it has to be Leia Hutt.
It has to be Leia Hutt.
Oh, that's of course. I haven't watched all of the prequels. I have to say, I actually ordered a special version of the prequels where Anakin Skywalker was digitally removed and there's just dead air when he's talking.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
And then I fill it in with my own lines.
Have you thought about doing like Manhattan, where everyone who lives in Manhattan is a hut?
Yeah, that's probably better.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. Also, I don't want to be weird, but Ronaldo's been staring at me.
Yeah, what's going on, Ronaldo?
Somewhere else I know you from. Were you in like a commercial for Roach Motels or something? Like Roach bait?
I was in a It was Decon Mouse
That's
Traps.
it, the Decon Mousetraps commercial.
Decon
I love that
Decon
commercial.
I was also in
It was like you and a big rat at a table,
me
right?
sitting across from a table with a man dressed as a rat.
Yeah,
yes.
that's where I know. That's where I know you from.
That's
also
I
in-
Broad City. Yeah, but like no, it's the Decon Mousetrap
I
commercial.
was the straight man. I was the straight man in a Decon Mousetrap
Yeah,
commercial
that's
in
where it's
2010.
from.
I was also
Those
in an
don't work.
I was in an H&R Block commercial. I will
I
later
don't do
host.
taxes. I don't do taxes.
You don't do taxes. You
No.
Hey, Chris, here's your opening. She doesn't do taxes. She might be prosecuted for tax fraud
and maybe
if
I
you
can get
alert the
that.
IRS somehow.
Get that trademark.
You can get
back.
that trademark back. Hey, Ronaldo. Why don't you do taxes? And please say it right into the microphone.
Because I don't have to.
You don't have to. Why?
You guys didn't know you don't gotta do taxes? If you don't do 'em,
Really?
if you don't do them, you don't do them. I make just enough money to live, but not enough for anyone to give a shit, you know?
Wow. So it's voluntary. The IRS.
IRS is not gonna come after somebody that makes $23,000 a year.
Yeah, they probably would.
Nah, they're not gonna come after Ronaldo.
You only make $23,000 a year?
That's cash. No, I don't. I'm not paying taxes, so that's like $45,000.
Yeah, I pay her in cash, and she lives in my apartment.
Cash, or I take Venmo.
She shuttles.
Did you say she lives with you?
She lives in my apartment. She shuttles Sunyi around. She brings other, potential adoptees to the house.
That's one part of Beautiful Anonymous.
Wait, so
She takes me
you're.
to therapy.
This is killing me that you already have this business name. It's fucking killing me.
And she's essentially like a sex broker, it seems like.
yeah.
That seems like it's the main.
Renaissance woman. I'm a Renaissance woman, I like to say.
Wow. Well, Chris, maybe you could change your show to another title like,
Maybe like
hey, I'm Chris and this is fun.
I got an idea. How about Ugly Forgotten?
Ugly Forgotten.
It's a good title.
It's not bad.
feels like a dig. It feels like a dig at my future. Feels like a commentary on my future because you're taking away the one thing people have ever responded to. We're gonna wind up doing fucking mousetrap commercials again.
I responded to your mousetrap commercial and I bought a case of them.
Getting yelled at.
I bought a case of them and guess what happened?
What?
More mice than I've ever had in my life.
Are we swearing again?
Wow.
Could I continue my song?
I don't think so. I don't know that we want
Wow.
I just
Getting yelled at on public access by some fucking lunatic who believes that fucking lizard people run New York.
What?
That's what my future's going to be. You're going to
Yeah,
take the
well-
one thing away from me people have ever liked.
trust your feelings, Gethard.
Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Who's this?
It's me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, did you just step off of a screen or something?
Of course I did. I stepped out of the screen in Woody Allen's screening room. He has the actual screen. That's
The Purple Rose of Cairo screen? Oh
Yes,
my
it's true.
gosh. So any movie he shows on that screen, it'll work?
Indeed, any movie he shows, Scott.
You just
Any
did
movie he
you
shows.
just did the Obi-Wan Kenobi like half moon circle with your fingers.
I'm a little flummoxed.
This is incredible to
Obi-Wan
have.
Kenobi is just here all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Chris.
he needs me to fix his phone.
There's something you don't know about your history.
Oh, okay.
Come near me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go over there, Chris.
Sure.
Go
Now,
over and
You have these clumsy headphones. This is a... Why don't you find a weapon from a more civilized age? Reach under my robe.
wait a minute, what is happening here?
Reach under my robe, Chris. You feel that?
Oh, I've
There
been
you
had.
go.
I've been had.
There you go. No.
Woody Allen.
Use
the-
Woody
Is this,
Allen.
Is this like
Woody, is that
Allen.
you?
Woody.
Sorry, I quickly change. I did a quick change.
Is this like one of those conversations you have on your sexual podcasts?
Not
where
a sexual
someone
podcast. I don't remember what I was trying to say, but if I said the word sexual, it was a weird mind blank. Did I say it?
You did.
don't
It's
remember.
interesting that you consider your show to be so sexual.
I'm very
Do you
surprised.
mean the conversations are sexual, or you're hoping to get laid out of the podcast?
I
It's
don't
like- it's a
remember where I
phone
was going,
sex.
but I clearly had a mind fart, and it's not a very sexual show. It's a couple of times it's gotten sexual, but it's up to people. People are allowed to talk what they want to talk about. It's an open forum, free of judgment.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this? I just touched Woody Allen's hard fucking.
There's a reason. It is true that I, put on as Obi-Wan Kenobi because I thought it would soften the blow of what I'm going to tell you. if you reach out with your feelings, you'll see we're very
I
similar.
don't want any advice from you right now. You
It's
just
not
made me
advice.
touch your erect penis.
No,
You just
of
made me
course.
touch.
There's a reason, because you are my son.
What?
What?
You are my son,
I
Chris.
see it. I see it.
I
Yes.
see it. You're the glasses.
You and Ronan were switched at birth.
What?
What?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
true.
look at
Wait,
that.
wouldn't switching at birth imply that Chris grew up with Frank Sinatra?
Everyone knows that.
I did. I mean, I did
Chris grew up with Frank
You
Sinatra.
grew up with Frank Sinatra?
in New Jersey. Yeah.
I'm putting it all together now. That's how you know New Jersey so well.
Yeah. I mean, I did. I was raised by Frank Sinatra, but I was always
And which of his wives was it? It wasn't Nancy. It was
Barbara.
It was Barbara Marx.
Barbara. Yeah.
Barbara, yeah.
I was told I was just his ward.
Oh, that's
Like
the
a
Batman trick.
Batman and Robin type situation.
And I never wanted, I wanted you to have a life, a normal life. And, I thought to give you this chance, but, now I see we could rule Manhattan, together as father and son.
I'm just so put off right now because this makes sense. I'm going through all the timeline of my life.
It definitely
logic,
checks out.
and it
yeah.
checks out. But I can't believe my first interaction with my biological father was that I touched his erect penis.
It wouldn't be the first time for my children. I want to say, I've been following you your entire life. It's one of the reasons I always wore those tan overcoats and those big hats. Even when I was filming movies,
minute.
I had to stay incognito.
Now, you were that mouse in that decon commercial, weren't you?
You were the mouse?
You were the mouse
was
across
you?
the street from this guy.
The guy refused to
Across
take
the
his head
table?
off. The guy refused to take his head off the whole time.
I do incredible character work. I could do anybody.
Look at
I
that.
could even do. I do a great Tony Robbins. Max, you've got to move to L.A.
I got to say this. I can't believe I just found out who my real father is in front of George Lucas.
That's crazy. And it echoed the scene where Darth Vader told Luke Skywalker that he was his father.
Yes, it's classic. It's Joseph Campbell. These stories are as old as time. This is the hero's journey, and this is a part of it. But
Scared
it's
you're going to cut my hand off or something.
no, that will happen.
That
That
what?
happens.
Okay,
A
here we
father
go.
always cuts off a son's hand. That's
What?
part
I
of.
got prosthetics, though, in my bag if you need something.
You also are in the prosthetics game?
Everything but podcasts.
Everything
And that's why I could bring in your podcast into my corporation there, Mr. Gethard.
So you're obviously going to change your name to Allen. So Chris Allen.
It would have been such an easier last name.
Chris
Although
Allen.
Chris
Get-
Allen,
get
the
hard.
Chris Allen from American Idol may have copyrighted that. So I don't even know if you have that.
I own Chris Allen.
Wait, Woody, why was I given a name that phonetically spells out the word get hard?
Because you knew that would be your favorite movie?
That's what your father gets.
Absolutely. First time, absolutely. What an incredible movie Get Hard is. And, Daddy's Home and maybe might beat it. But, the thing that's I've seen Daddy's Home 6 times now. And each time it gets marginally more confusing. The thing I want you to understand, Chris, is, I was very hard, when I first saw you. And it's, I'm very sexual. It's one of my big problems.
His
And,
podcast is very sexual.
Well,
this is why I knew that you were ready to be shown the truth. Clearly, hardness flows within you and around you. And I wanted to reach out to you. So I knew that one day you would look at your name and understand, that you're my son because I'm hard and you're hard.
You cursed me to a lifetime of mockery with that last name.
No, that,
Oh my God, he chopped off his hand.
All right.
Oh.
I
I
called
got
it.
several here you can choose from. This one
All right,
male hand. This one's
while you're looking at the hands,
Latino.
we have to get to our final feature on the show. It's a little something called plugs. Woody, George, what do you guys have to...
Of course, we're going to be releasing all of these films,
Sure.
once a year, one a year. And, and it
You're
also,
releasing all of them once a year?
we're going to release all of them once a year. So there'll be
Great.
22 hours of film once a
Once a
year.
year.
And it's going to, again, there's an incredible comic, he's this great guy. And, he's never in New York anymore, but, he's moving around the country and he's in this, tour that seems to be sort of like, being trapped in some nether zone, that in Superman, where they trap those people.
yeah,
What was it called? The Forbidden Zone? zone.
I don't think it's the forbidden zone. It's the
some zone. You know
why am I blanking on this?
I can't remember either, but it's a flipping mirror.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in the sense of substituting the word fuck.
Yeah, the not normal zone.
The not normal zone. Well, this young comic, at Tony Atamanuik is doing it. He plays a Donald Trump, and it's very funny.
It's very New York too.
It's a very New York show. Very New York show, and you can see him, basically there forever.
Fantastic. And how do people get tickets for that?
They go to trumpversusbernie.com. And, actually, I think this guy appeared on the Gethard show.
Oh, okay.
He did. He is great. He's really stolen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe he'll be on Sex Talk with Chris Allen at some point.
I was going to say Annie Calls, maybe. Just
Annie Calls.
Only sex calls from Annie Potts.
Or Annie Potts. Sure. She's. Do you think she's in the new Ghostbusters?
If she's not, I swear I will go and burn every theater to the ground.
Good. By the way, they're all women. I don't know if you know that.
I'm very disappointed.
George, what do you have to plug?
Well, I host the George Lucas Talk Show every month at UCB East. On June 3rd, we're going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Howard the Duck.
Fantastic.
We do this every month. And you can follow that on G Lucas Talk Show on Twitter.
Great.
And also, I feel like I should get a plug in for Rogue One. I don't have anything to do with it. It's just a Star Wars story that they're making, but I feel like they're going to need a lot of help because they made a big mistake.
Not involving you.
No, just with that title. There's already the most successful movie of all time with the word one, and the title is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And it's a lot to live up to.
It's confusion in the marketplace.
Don't use that word one. It's taken.
Yeah, what about Rogue? I mean, that's part of the X-Men films.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
It's all Disney. They own everything.
Yeah.
Also, you could follow at Connor Ratliff.
Okay.
Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Unless you smell bad on the outside.
And Woody, what do you have to say?
Where's the nearest childcare center?